Good evening. Welcome to the live Wednesday night. That's right. Tonight will be another night, especially for our members or those who just onboard us for the VSA360. We'll be exploring the tools of the power of the VSA screener and what really goes behind it and how you can use to your advantage, especially right now. This market is giving a little bit of market pullback, which you will probably get a chance to go into some of these shares that already seen not high yet. That's right, the KLSE focus will be our main draw of the day. So we'll be looking at three particular screener tonight. All right, so tonight will be the VSA360 tutorial. So in this session in here, we did cover some of our VSA360 onboarding. So we'll be touching on another aspect which we have not done in depth yet. So we're going to go into the depth here, which is the VSA360, right? We have done the week before was the stock quote center, right? So now we are just moving along to the other segment in here, and then we'll be looking at the training and the coaching support for those of you who are onboarding with us in here. Now we also have many of our video tutorial are recorded, including some of the one that we do on Monday and also on Tuesday for our monthly orientation in here, and soon to be released, giving you another sneak preview is our VSA360 in here. And of course, for those of you who have been our member VSA360, we thank you for your support, and let's get on to some of the content we have for you tonight, which is what set the VSA screener apart from other screener. I think more importantly is our market, our VSA screener are very alive and adaptive. All right, it actually look into the market to see what's really happening into where they are. You know, this one of the things that we really want to picture the market is our market stages. And I think many of you are very familiar with the market stages. So let me just bring this up. So market stages, right? Market stages, right, depict the current, okay, market condition by looking into the left side of the chart. Okay, so we are looking into the background. Okay, looking the background, and we want to see activity. Okay, activity of smart money accumulating. Okay, and that's very important, because if we don't see that kind of smart money accumulating, as you can see here, then it is very likely this market has not much of an opportunity to go higher. So that's why we want to ensure that when we buy any stocks, there is a smart money accumulation here. We look back into before the construction, the property sector, the utilities, the YTL power, and some of these, you will see some of these activity being accumulated. And previously, I did talk about also the rubber glove sector in here, right? So that's why the VSA screener looks into some of this, but of course you still need to pick those stocks that are relevant, either the best so-called visual that partly due also with the skill that you have. When you practice more, you see many of the market stages between stage 1 going to stage 2, then you're able to set yourself apart and have a better chance of success. That's right, a little bit of skill is important to know that when you are buying certain stocks, it is in a moving ready. Now why we are trying to do that is because on the left hand side of the chart is what has happened in the past. Now, to go forward is where we need to make money. We have to focus on the right side of the chart, which is a bit like the future. So that's where the challenges really start. Will we able to see the background, what the smart money is doing, and then do a projection or a forecast going forward? And the VSA screener are supposed to screen out some of these stocks that you have and give you the best opportunity. There are sure no guarantee in any of the success of the screener that comes out, right? The more you practice, the better your result will be it. And what really set apart, again, I said before, make sure you cut your losses and let the profit run. And overall, you probably have more winners than losers. And if it's a winner, it's a big winner. And if it's a loser, it is a small loser. And that's how trading has been going forward. So let's go on to the next segment in here. Now for tonight on our VSA360 dashboard, right, we have three main screener. The beginner one, which we will talk about, which is the first one is the Pentagon guided screener, right? Then we have the advanced for the advanced user that want to play around with it, and I'm also going to talk about the market stages where is the best condition that's like you, and also the spring screener, which is also for advanced user. So if you are a beginner, we always want our members to start at the beginner's guided screener, which you already hear time and time again. So this is a very important part. But if you want to have a bit of mixture, you want to sort of play around with it, hey, you know, I feel that I don't want to trade the Pentagon guided because I have to be very, very disciplined. I have to buy on the green Pentagon when it first appeared, or maybe 1 bar or 2 bar after the Pentagon. How about when I want to trade in between? So that's where the no supply screener and also the spring screener does come in here. So tonight we'll be looking at this screener. Okay. So when does Pentagon guider work best? So let's talk about market stages. And what you see on top here is the market stages that we have been always showing in here. Of course, market stages has 4 in here. So let me just go through them in here. And the first one is what we call the stage 1, which is the accumulation. All right. So accumulation is where the market goes through a series of low volume accumulation, where generally there's no news or bad news, and it is just trading maybe just slightly below the 50 moving day average or a 200-day moving average. And the kind of activity which we saw early this year, sometime in February, before we have that month of March going forward. So this is where you will see a lot of what we call low volume in here, and this happened in this what we call the stage 1. Of course, the stage 1, if you want to buy some of those stocks, right, where under stage 1 accumulation, make sure they do pay dividends. So you can see from this chart here that I have, we also want that the stocks after accumulation, they will move on to what we call the stage 2, right, which is the markup. Okay, and you can see from the chart there is what we call uptrend. So here news gets better, and smart money after accumulating all the stocks started to move up. All right, so the focus on the green Pentagon is really here. We really want to mark those places and enter here. So the green Pentagon focus just moving from end of stage 1 going to stage 2. Now, does it mean that all Pentagon guided trade will work? Of course not. It also depends on the sensitivity of the Pentagon guider due to the overall market, the market breadth. If the market right now are very, very bullish, then a lot more of the Pentagon guider are becoming more sensitive. So one of the ways, right, we also measure them is the ST and LT. Now keep in mind, ST is the short term, and generally we refer them to the 50-day moving average. Okay, so we use this 50-day moving average, and the long term we use it as 200-day moving. And through our back testing, we have found out the percentage of the 50 MA. You've seen it time and time again. We use minus 0.5 for the LT. So we just want that price of the stock just slightly to move above the 200-day moving average. So we always use this. Let me just try to make this a bit bigger. Okay, then then you can see it. We will use minus this 0.5 percent, and then we use minus 5%. All right, so that always been our signature. So when you buy some of these stock, it will pre-select a list of the screener. Later I'm going to show you how it works, right, to those that are really moving in what we call these market stages here. All right, we just want it to be in here. We don't want to buy a stock that continue to go down and then down and then down. We want it to like sort of move up here and here. This is where our focus is, because when the screener picks up, it gives you a list of stocks. Some will go down, some will go up. So depending on the market overall, at least -5 ST and the LT of -0.5% above the 200-day moving average will give you the best possibility in here. And of course, generally when we see stage 2 will take somewhere between maybe even really trending one, you probably have 2 months. The stock can trend up, but of course this leaves up to your own goal. Your own goal could be you're trading with a profit target 10-15%, but we all know, we talk about the Pony Express strategy, we talk between the members, is holding it within 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so there's always been repeating the same trading rules that you know. All right, so for those of our member, take a picture of this one in here, store it into your computer photo, so when you are bored and you just want to refresh yourself, use this as your guide too. All right, so let's go on. Okay, let me just delete this. So we have the Pentagon Guider in here, and then this is usually the screener. So from in here onwards, we want to do what we call a visual contest, like a beauty contest. We want to see what stock works well, and I'm just going to go into the screener that we have here. So you go over to the Pentagon Guider screener, and usually I try to make this. And what you want? Oh, Guangchong is in tonight. Oh, that's interesting. Guangchong, haha. So depending on how favorable are you to those sector, okay, like the semiconductors, Frontcan is in. I think there was some talk about Frontcan by the analysts. Of course, you can always, go to our quote and check out some of the news here. Okay, so you can see from the list, there's about 16 of them. All right. So this is where you want to put the LT and the ST to ensure that we pick those shares. Now Guangchong, I think, just turned green Pentagon. Very nice, right? It it was up. All right. So one of the things that we have in our VSA360 is the mouse over. So you don't have to open up the chart here. You can sort of do a visual. GCB market gets up to here. That's pretty nice. Green Pentagon, right? And trading above $4.16. And also Frontcan. All right, another technology stock just turned green Pentagon. That's going to be good. 474 semiconductors. Then you have the metal share, E-metal all, right? And then you have the Akara. So you can see from here, all right, all these stocks, SP Toto. And what we want to do is to, look at them as if from a market stages. Now this is where you need to do your beauty contest. So we look at Echo World, we need to zoom out. So what the next thing we need to do is to switch over to a charting tool like the Pentagon Guider using the trading view, and we will look from that. Okay, let's take the example of GCB. All right, so you are in here and just GCB. Okay, so what you're trying to do is to look for a point of accumulation. Now if you look at this chart, right, how do we see accumulation? All right, so we will use some of the indicators that we already have, which is the market stages in here. All right, if you look at GCB for this year, my goodness, it's already up 127% GCB. Okay, 127%. Last year it was at the -23%. So this year GCB done pretty well. Okay, so why is that? Because cocoa prices went up, right? So this is another chance that but don't look at the fundamentals. The fundamental is not that strong. You can check out the fundamental. You go over Trade Basic and find it. But from a trading wise, this stock has gone gangbang. All right, so you can see the market has pulled back right here, and then the market has pulled back. Then you see some green, what we call market stages turning green. So this is actually a very good entry right now. So we use this as part of our stages. And if you look at overall, we also have the market trend. Market started to go up. Okay, still in a nice stage 2 uptrend. On a smaller scale level here, you can see, right? Let me just bring this up and I will show you what I mean. Right, you need to draw this. You can see here, right? So, and then you want to draw what we call picture the frame here. Okay, then you have this, then you have this one here, and this one. So on that scale, we can see this is a markup, a quick distribution. You can see every time when you have this climatic volume, just keep in mind, right? When you have this kind of climatic volume that really scream out to you, it's usually a distribution bar here. Okay, a climatic volume, this usually mean distribution, and the market turn back down, and right now the market now have a chance to turn upwards. That's a green pentagon in here. So this is not a bad trade, having said that, in the longer term. Okay, so let's look at another one, which is semiconductor. Okay, front can. Let's look at front can. Now later on, for those of you who are watching on the live FP, you can also check out. Now this is also interesting. You can see, let me just bring this up here, and what we want to do is first just frame the charts up here. Okay, you can frame the chart right here and here. So here we are seeing, right, a market up move of stage 2. So here we were assuming it's either stage 3 or stage 1, because the market actually turned red pentagon, and usually when it turned into a red pentagon, right, market will break down. But guess what? There was a support around the 440, and then eventually, behold, what we see today is a breakup. So will the stock market able to go higher from here onwards? Now, there are many talks about semiconductor going up, and you all know we always follow the Abang one, right? The Abang in this case is US market, the semiconductors. So this front can has some room to go higher. Having said that, so check out this kind of stocks, okay? For the Abang share one. So this is the VSA screener going forward here, okay? So let's take a look at another example. Maybe we will key in the 0.5 and minus 0.5. Okay, so that already eliminated, you can see from here, 11 out of 16, which means we are picking those that is well suited in the market condition. You have Ibraco, okay? So you got Central. Ibraco is only 2,000 shares. I don't want to trade too low. EcoWorld looks pretty good for the property shares. Okay, Accra we don't want to have. So we just wait for it. Yep. This is, again, you do the same thing. You frame it over the chart. But I also want to draw your attention if, let's say you done a stock 1 week or 2 weeks ago. So there is a point you can actually back test. Okay, so you don't go too far. You maybe go back to the to the first and the second. Then some of you may notice, why is the color different? 1 and 2 are orange color and the rest are blue trend. Now it also follow this color scheme. When you see blue zone, right, these are when the KLCI is blue zone. When it is red, when it's yellow here, that's when the KLCI is in the red pentagon. So the market was in the red pentagon. You can see month of June to end of June. So usually that means maybe if you don't want to trade because the overall market index are not favorable, then you stay out. But when it start turning green pentagon on the 3rd of July, that's where you want to be. So right now, a lot of the stocks are turning well. Even if we go back to as early as 1st of July. All right. And you can see out of the 30 stocks, win rate is 51. Right. So meaning anything that was turned green pentagon on the 1st of July until the 10th of July, okay, you can see this is a range of stocks. Ewin fell 21%, and that's a lot, okay? Then we got Master Tech fallen 5%. But what are the big winners? We got CloudPoint, okay? So you can zoom back to CloudPoint at that time. This will take a bit of a while. And you have Powerwell, yeah, there you go. So Cloudwell turned green pentagon on the 1st of July. That was that in here, and then since then it's gone 16%, right? So as I said before, the win rate is 51%. Okay, 51%. Now let's say we use the minus 0.5 and minus 5. Let's see what will be the win rate. Will it be higher or lower? Yeah, just slightly higher. It filtered out 26 out, so your win rate becomes 52%. All right, your win rate becomes 52%. So you can play around with this ST and LT. Let's say you decided to go for even more positive, like maybe 1%, right? And 1%, and ST you want to put maybe also 1%, means you are looking for stocks that is above the 50-day moving average 1% more, and then you can look at this again. It actually dwell down to 47%. All right, sometimes it doesn't work favorable, sometimes it do. So you just need to play around and see which figures give you the kind of good return. And don't forget, this is just only one day. So usually we try to stick to the more fixed, right? And then if you go fixed, means fixing it to LT is minus 0.5%, and then ST, the short term, minus 5. So on this example here, you will see the 2nd of July. So 2nd of July, it only win about 34%. Okay, much less, which means out of the 32 entries that you have, only how many of them are making money, right? There are a lot of them didn't make money, like Southcon fell 7%. So generally, and you can see here when the market breaks and then it just sort of fell back down. Okay, now let's do the ST and LT. Will it improve the percentages? Yep, slightly better, up to 40%. All right, so usually that's the figure that we play with, and we can pretty much ensure that generally we are picking all the kind of right stock. And if you just sort of sort out the penny stocks, okay, no, the turnover first. All right, so this is usually, you can use this to do back test. So you sort up to the volume first, right, and then you go by the penny share. All right, you can put the penny share here. So let's say I pick 150 only. Okay, 150 is the max, and then you go look at your thing, you dwell down to 38%. Okay, 38%, not easy, but you can see Southcon went down. That one you have to cut. CL, so you can switch over to this side. You'll pick WCT. Okay, now this volume is success is just a bit low. You probably pick WCT 7%. You can't pick Magnum. You probably pick CPE, Cipetec, and also Econ Berhad 5% return here. All right. So Papa Jack also come back and now $1. Okay, 8,000. Okay, let's look at another one. Now you go on to the third and submit again, similar kind of thing, to do some sort of back testing. 35% for 58 entries, and then you want to just put minus LT, and then ST minus 5%, and then you check out the again, I think slightly better, 33 to 35% in. Okay, so here we will also look for the turnover, okay, the highest turnover. And we want to look for a penny shares. All right, in this case, MRCB will be that 65 cents. Right now, MRCB is down 3%. Okay, did it go higher? Yep. Okay, the market did turn here, and then market turned back down. And let's go to the second list here, which I'm looking for a penny share. Okay, so 78. Yep, YBS could be the one, because I'm looking for penny share. So this was a good one, up 17%. Sometimes you do pick them. Okay, you can see after green pentagon, you have the big spread, boom, straight up. YBS was definitely one of those stocks, right? This is like what we call gold ball. All right, so that covers Pentagon Guider. Now let's take a look at NS. All right, so NS, where do NS come from? Now NS stand for no supply. Okay, so NS stand for no supply. Okay, no supply, which is a cousin to test, which is the sign of strength. So when at time you see no supply, that means the market has already been marked down immediately after the no supply, right? To test. It's a cousin to test. Let me just change it to test bar, right? After testing it means there's no more volume, okay, or the volume is very low, and which means the sellers generally has been removed. So once the seller has been removed, the smart money can mark up the price easier because there's no more sellers. So when they go up higher, what happens? The seller is absent, then they can push us the price up. So it's a sign. And where do it occur? And what we want to do is to look out for those shares that occurring in mid stage 2. Okay, so this is where we want to see the NS happening. Okay, so NS here, NS here, and NS here. Okay, so NS here. So this is where we're looking for. So it is what we call a low risk, okay, high reward trade. And it's very consistent, okay, very consistently work, okay, all the time. Right. Of course, don't take my word for that. You just need to try it out with this low risk, high reward, right? Then you're able to track on to the NS. So we use the NS screener to pick up now. And for as well as for the ST, again, we'll still stick to the same criteria. Always want to keep consistent. Minus 0.5, okay, for the LT. So I'll just put here percentage, and here will be minus 5%. So that way we will get the consistency. So remember, right, just now, Pentagon Guider, we will fix where? We will fix around here, right? Pentagon Guider here, this part. But this one now, NS, we focus here. Okay, take a picture of this before we move on. Okay, so now let me just erase this, then we're going to move on to the next. So confirm NS is this is the 3rd of July. So again, we will go to the dashboard, right? And we're going to go to NS, look for no supply. Okay, go for no supply. So it is a low risk, high return stock. So right now we got on the 10. These are the stocks that we have. So we just put 0.5 and minus 5. Then you got JT. Okay, so Jati Group on NS here. Okay, so this is green Pentagon. So generally you just put your stop loss just below the low of the NS bar here, right? So you got Singfeng, which is an industrial. Oh, this is a nice NS here. It did jump up. And then you have also FEMA Corp. FEMA was one. So it looks like Jati Group is one of the better bets. So let's take a look at Jati Group. Okay, so Jati has been going up, all right? Hit green Pentagon, pull back, and today is a nice, it sell off 5%, pull back up 5%. So this is a really nice pullback. And you can see Jati is up 147%. Oh, that's a lot for 1 year. Of course, this being a penny share too, right? So the market has sort of really recovered from here onwards. But notice of the double top, now the question is whether can it go higher from here. So it's a good reward to risk trade for Jati Group, and we'll see what is it, right? So you'll notice the Pentagon was here, pull back now. This will give you another chance of the NS, right at the green Pentagon in here above the 50. That looks good too. Now again, we can also do the same thing. We go back to the 1st of July and see what are the success rate. Okay, so you can see from here it's also 46% of all the trades that is working. Again, we can put in the minus 0.5 and minus 5. 46. Would the return be better? Okay, oh, still same, about 46.2% is in here. All right, so we can see out what are the string of winner here. 10 to 10. Oh, that's Echo World International. It's down 21% here, and you can see big winner were Netgate 8%, Yongtai 5%, 3%. Okay, and then you got some smaller one in here. So this is one way to really backtest the market. The way to enter NS is so if you look at this one in here, this is still pretty much a beginning of an uptrend. So if you look in terms of the market stages, okay, right, we may be somewhere around here, NS, just around here. Okay, so just be careful, because I don't think it's in distribution in here unless the market breaks some more here. Okay, and the last advanced screener that we'll talk about okay, will be the spring. Now what is a spring? Now spring is typically, you will also find them in the stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, and stage 2. The best spring will work on stage 2. After they mark down, it will spring up. But there are sometimes when you mark it on the sideway, it doesn't go anywhere, it just moves sideways. So you need to know that it is beginning of a stage 2, right? The worst spring are those in stage 4, they all fail one. Alright, so stage 2 and stage 1 are okay, but generally we are looking in the stage 2 spring. Okay, the stage 2 spring, it's the one that we're interested in. So why is that? Because whenever the market try to mark down, okay, mark down, which means they want to test for sellers, whether the seller is there. So they'll mark it down, push the price low, and when there were no more sellers, at the end of the day, the market goes back up again, and that's why you form a spring. I think some of you may have seen this before. It looks like this, okay, yeah, with the long tail, with the long tail. It can be a white or it can be a black. Again, we also use the ST, in this case, minus 0.5 and minus 5 to ensure that when we try to pick our spring, okay, we are picking them in the stage 2 here. All right, stage 2. So springs generally push down and push up. It is an advanced trade because what we are saying that immediately after the spring, okay, the market needs to go higher already. If the market don't go higher, you need to exit. That's what spring is all about. So this is where you push the market and then go straight up from here. That's how spring works. All right. So take a picture of this, and then we move on to the next. Yeah. So we have the spring screener. Oh, all right. Let me just go over to the dashboard here. The screener. There you can see advanced. Click on spring. Right. And again we have this week. Okay. So we go to minus 0.5 and then minus 5. Then you will see from here, right, how many lists do we have? Okay, we have 26. Now 26. So we got Notion VTech. All right, again, on your own choice, you can look for, oh, Data Sonic has spring here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Velesto. And also, yeah, this is a spring here. So you can see from this spring for Velesto. Okay, there you go. Right, so if you go to D-Sonic, okay, D-Sonic, right, this is a spring in here, and you want the spring to be on so-called trending up, trending up here. So you can see this spring tested before it goes higher here. So right now this market is sort of moving sideways. No doubt the market is going up, but we want to have a spring that is like this one here. You can see front can, right? This spring, immediately after the spring. Let me just draw this for you. I'll remove this first. Then this is the example I was talking about. Wait, make it smaller a bit, else you all cannot see. So you can see spring, and then the market push back up. You see that? That is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is that spring we are looking for. One push straight, it goes up there, right? D-Sonic not so good because you can see the market sort of spring here. It's going to move sideways, but I don't think, you know, it's still pretty much in the sideways market. And also you have uptrust, so there's weakness in the background too. That's why the market, you know, sort of moving sideways, but it can't go down some more. And then if you switch to hourly chart, right, for this, you will see it marks down there during the day, right? It went down to 9 o'clock, it went down, and then at 3 o'clock it marks up again to 521, and then 5-1 they mark it back down again. All right, so that's why we get this spring here. Not the best. Green or a white spring, a white candlestick. Now you see red means the price down. We want to see a green candlestick. That would be a better one. So probably not so good. Let's go and Notion. Notion is interesting. Let's look at Notion. Notion has been gangbang moving up a lot. So you can see this is NS. NS did move higher. You get a spring here. This is not a bad trade to do. You got spring, means there's a real support in here. So Notion VTech can give it a try. As you can see, the market now still moving down, still in the pullback, okay? But generally, we want to wait for a green bar here, right? And if the next day Notion were to go higher, I think you'll see green bar going up. This one is better than D-Sonic, okay? Having said that, you can see that's a huge support here. Let me just delete this off, okay? And you can see this is where nice. You got NS, you got spring in here, and also very importantly, it's green pentagon, the blue trend zone there. So that tells you this market can go higher one point of time. So we are thinking tomorrow or Wednesday must jalan up already. So keep an eye on Notion. This is for spring I think in here. Okay, so let's see how well spring has performed over the last 2 weeks. You can go back to first, click submit, and you can see 73%. Wow, very good, right? Very high, is it, compared to many of the others? And let's look at the distribution winner. You got 12% again. This one 4 cent. This one we don't trade lah. Then you got 12%, 11%, 8%. So not bad. Spring works more. Is this a better win rate? Let's look at another one. Second. Oh, before that we have to submit, and then we put the LT and ST and see if that will increase the win rate. 51%. 51% actually. So it doesn't increase the win rate. So we go to the 2nd of July, and we'll look at the win rate, 61%, which is still more compared to NS and Pentagon. Okay, NS and Pentagon. So we put in the LT and also the ST, and win rate gone up to 80%. So it can affect it in here. All right, and let's see if there's a trend. You go to the 1 week ago submit. We don't go too far lah. So you look at on the 3rd of July, you can backtest it. 50%. Hey, still high, better than 50%, right? And you go on to the 4th. Okay, what's the win rate? 33%. Okay, 33%. Not so weak. So you need to give it a bit of time for the market to move. About a week, 5 bars. Like Thursday already, like some of these stocks, what happened to them? Like VDAT, VDAT donor, VDAT the one. Then we got HHRB. Let's take a look at this one. HHRB is Heng Huat. Yeah, Heng Huat, you can see spring on the downtrend. So this is where you need to put in the minus 0.5 and minus 5. Okay, so that way you eliminate Heng Huat. Now the win rate is only 20%, right? Because most of these stocks you can see 1557. This one here, Hectare Global. Okay, 86 cents. Yeah, you also okay. Now when you do Hectare Global, okay, I'm going to show you here. I see something very interesting. So when you see this spring, right here, okay, you have to be where? Remember just now I talked about the market stages, isn't it? Spring works the best around here, right, in the market stages. But when you see in stage 4, there will be a sell-off. Stage 1 still okay, but it's not ready to move higher. Stage 2 is the best one. Stage 4, like what we see in Hectare, stage 4, you notice, right? Okay. There. How do you know it's stage 4? First of all, the market stages on the VSA360 is all red here. And then you can see the auto trend line is also down. So you don't want to pick those kind of shares. Right. So Notion VTech looks pretty good. You can see above the 0 line, no red here, right? This one is red, this one is gray. But once it started to go green, that's good. All right. So having said that, compared to Hectare, this will be much better. Okay. Then we have some performing. Some of them didn't perform too well. This is 11 cent Rex. Yeah, Rex. All this TikTok one, no, don't trade lah. So small, 10,000 shares. Sasabadi. Yeah, also same thing. Usually we try to pick. So we don't go too far back. Let's look at the 2nd of July. Okay, and we put on the 2nd of July. You go back, it's 61% win rate. So we just apply the minus 0.5 and minus 5, and we get 80%. They're very good, right? 80%. So 80%, you got 6. The highest return is 3% only. Okay, so we probably pick public package up 2.8%. That was that spring here, right? This spring is not too bad, but the market did go down lower. Okay, you can see spring here. By right, it shouldn't go lower. Once it go lower, there's a bit of the weakness in already. Yeah, not so nice. Yeah, this one not so good. Yeah, this one also red pentagon not good also. Okay, must be green pentagon. You can see here, Kim Long also down. L and G, L and G don't have. It's okay. So let's look at on the 10. Let's say you want to trade the spring. All right. Yeah, we got Notion already just now, right? Notion. Then we use this minus 0.5 and minus 5 to ensure we have that. And we'll pick the highest turnover and we go from there. Okay, so Notion VTech, I think we discussed that. D-Sonic not so good. How about Chaya Mata? CMSB? CMSB. So we have to do the market stages also. So you can see here market stages. This one, okay, not too bad. You can see market come down. Spring here. But unfortunately, we like to have a green bar spring. A green bar spring, market can still move sideways until you see a line change here. Okay, so this is a spring. Maybe market still not ready to move here. Okay, like this one is a better roll. You can see this spring is more positive. All right, Valesto. Okay, still, yeah, Valesto. Okay, let's go to Valesto here. So you can see from the chart here, Valesto again, still pointing downwards, so not so good. You want the one going upwards. Remember, we always refer to this market stages. Spring is available here. Okay, okay, we got some stocks. I think Ahmad Zabri want to, yeah, we look at JAX. Okay, let's take a look at JAX. Yeah, JAX not too bad. Okay, JAX is a Pentagon guider trade here. You can see from this one. I'm just waiting for the update for this chart. Yeah, very slow tonight. Yeah, green pentagon. This one's not too bad. Okay, so I'll bring it over here. JAX. Yeah, okay, now it's the same. It took a while for the, so you see the spring here, cover it, then it's a line change. So after the spring, the market also moves sideways, not ready yet. So usually we want to have spring in the green pentagon or the blue trend zone here. Much better. You see a spring here, tak jalan punya. So this one is a pentagon. JAX is good for pentagon. Okay, we got Tan want me to check out Evergreen. Evergreen fiberboard. Okay, this one green apple, no spring, no nothing lah. Trend still up. You can see the auto trend line still going up in here. But right now you can see pullback. You look at this two gray here, right? After you hit the green already, right? The red danger zone. This is what we call the red danger zone. Every time when you go above the red danger zone, like 6 or 7 bars, the market will turn back down. Now it's a pullback. Expect a lot of pullback, 5 or 6 bar pullback from now onwards for Evergreen. So if you bought it here, market will move sideways, will move again. So you want to buy a green pentagon. So if you have got in a green pentagon, let's say 39 cents, okay, 39 to, yeah, to the top, 11.229%, maybe you just go for 10%, yeah, you would have exited, right? Rather than now, if you just bought it, you got to worry about the market will have to move sideways here, because usually they do 5 or 6 bars. Okay, this is what I mean. Once they start to turn gray, it's going to move down. So that's market stages that we have for our VSA. Helps you a lot more in there. Very good. Okay, we got Daniel wanted me to look at AZRB. So now once we're just going to look at the stocks at the AZRB. So AZRB still looks good. You got NS, right? Market pullback slightly now. You can see once it hit the red danger zone, pull back in here, still in a nice uptrend. No concern, still there. All right. So you just wait for the green pentagon in here. Not green pentagon, the green vertical bar, which is our market stages in here, right? But if you got in towards the green pentagon, okay, until this high, 29%. So usually you go for 10-15% is there already. Don't overrun too long. Okay, yeah, okay, don't overrun too long also here. All right, Daniel, so we done that. So that's it. We have for our tutorial. We also have the buy and sell screener, which we will showcase and let the public have a chance to play with it, or our members to play with it. This is the one. Let me just resubmit this again. You know, it's locked here, and I think I'll showcase this on another time. Okay, I'll showcase another time for our insider buy and sell. But I think for tonight, we done pretty well with the free screener, the beginner, Pentagon Guider, the advanced, NS, and Spring. Okay, so our membership is still ongoing. As I said before, those of you who are ready to come in, our CV3 is ongoing. As you can see before, we use the trading strategy. Many of you are very familiar, the Pony Express, right? Buying very quick stock turnover and running profit. And I think some of you already seen this in our Invest Fair, but I'm happy to show you also. If you want, you can go over to this website here called MLT Demo, right, which we actually showcase to the public, right? And you can see our SmartRobie penny, which we are doing forward testing, right? Performing quite well, 27% in that manner. Okay, mid penny stocks also in here. So that's using the Pony Express testing forward with our Pentagon Guider, right? Again, every Monday, I do share some of the trades. I think for the month of May, we were down 4%. Again, today, we did cut loss on 2 trades. Some of the stocks done pretty well. EW in, we cut already. Ceiling also cut already. All right, you can check out the monthly performance of my weekly trade idea sharing with the group. Okay, for those of you who are interested to expand your so-called performances or enhance your knowledge in here. All right, or don't forget, join our Telegram chat room for our stock market information in here. I think I've done you guys a good job, and hope you all learned something tonight with the Spring Screener, NS, and the Pentagon Guider. I'll see you on this coming Friday breakfast show. All right, good night.